What's going on, everybody? I'm Nano and welcome back to Borderlands 2. This is another video in my series of early level character guides. If you want to check out the others, I will link them in the cards right here. With the release of the Commander Lilith DLC, Borderlands now lets you start a new character at level 30 beginning at the new DLC. And with the game on Games Pass, PS Plus, and the approaching release of Borderlands 3, I thought it would be a good idea to put up some guides for new and returning players. As a new player, being able to jump into the game at level 30 is much more fun than starting at 0, but starting here leaves you at the final mission of the main story, so if you want to experience the story from the beginning, with no spoilers, you might want to start at 0. In these videos, I want to show off some early builds for each character for new players and returning ones coming in for the Commander Lilith DLC. The goal of these builds is to make you as strong as possible in true Vault Hunter mode, Borderlands' version of New Game Plus, and the DLC, without specific legendary or unique gear, so you can get right into playing with your friends and blowing up psychos like a badass without farming for hours. I also want to give quick explanations for some of the more confusing skills and mechanics. I've noticed a lot of other build guides just tell you where to put your points but don't explain why or what they do. And last, I want to give some pointers for where you should put your skill points after level 30. In this video, we're going over my personal favorite Vault Hunter, Krieg the Psycho. Krieg was a DLC character added in the second character pack during their initial release of Borderlands 2. Krieg's action skill is called Buzz Axe Rampage, allowing you to pull out a Buzz Axe and go to town on your enemies with a 500% bonus melee damage and healing you to full HP with every kill. Now in Buzz Axe Rampage, you can throw axes by holding down either right mouse button R2 or right trigger, whatever you use to aim, and shooting it like a gun, which has quite a range if you can arc it correctly. Buzz Axe Rampage also comes back faster the more you take damage. There are two main builds you can use with Krieg and both have vastly different playstyles, so this video will probably be longer than my others. First, we'll go over Melee Krieg. This build is all about using Buzz Axe Rampage all the time and is actually a level 31 build. If you start off at 30, you'll get that next skill point pretty quickly, and 31 is the earliest you can get the Release the Beast capstone skill at the bottom of his mania tree, which I'll talk about more later. First, you want Empty the Rage for those 70% melee damage when your shield is empty. Because this is a melee-based build, your shield will be down a lot due to being up in enemies' faces. This also works really well with Roid shields, which also buff melee damage when empty. Next, Feed the Meat for the 50% max health. Then, Thrill of the Kill, which gives you 90% of your overkill damage back as health. For example, if you hit an enemy with 1500 damage but you only need 500 damage to kill it, you would get 90% of the leftover 1000 damage back as health. This becomes less significant once you get Release the Beast and is more for when you're between rampages. Next is Salt the Wound, which stacks up to 20 when you take health damage. At max stacks, this will give you 150% more melee damage and 100% more shotgun damage. Now for Silence the Voices, which gives you a massive 200% melee damage with a 12% chance to hit yourself in the face. This skill is honestly really powerful, especially with class mods that buff it, but it can feel like you hit yourself in the face all the time and can be frustrating. Throwing your axe does not cause you to hit yourself in the face, so that's your best way of avoiding it. Finally, Release the Beast. This is one of Krieg's most powerful abilities. Going in the Buzz Axe Rampage with 33% or less of your max HP will transform you into a mutant badass psycho, refill your health, and give you 100% more melee damage with a 50% damage reduction. Activating Release the Beast will also cause your Buzz Axe Rampage to instantly cool down when it's over. If you can stay alive during the rampage and time your activations properly, you can activate Release the Beast an infinite number of times. Also, while transforming, you have a period of invincibility that can be used to defend against things like AoE attacks. With Release the Beast, you can loop your Buzz Axe Rampage activations, giving you full health every time you activate it, and having Buzz Axe Rampage come back instantly as soon as it goes away, making it extremely hard to take down. Now I'll go over the Bloodlust build. This build is all about using elemental and explosive weapons to kill enemies and using your Buzz Axe Rampage much less often. When you invest in the Bloodlust tree, you gain the ability to accumulate Bloodlust stacks for dealing damage, including damage over time with a max of 100. These stacks begin to decay after a few seconds, and most of the skills in the Bloodlust tree give you bonuses based on how many stacks you have. The first skill you want is Blood-Filled Guns, which gives you 2.5% max size per stack of Bloodlust, maxing out at 250%. This skill can be incredibly useful when reloading TDR weapons because the amount of damage their explosion deals is based around how much ammo they have left in their mag. Then you want Blood Twitch, which gives you 1.5 weapon swap speed per stack of Bloodlust, maxing out at 150%. Next, you want Bloodbath, which is a kill skill. Kill skills are temporary buffs you get by killing an enemy either normally or the way it specifies. Bloodbath reads, killing an enemy with a grenade or explosion grants 2.5 weapon damage per Bloodlust stack with a max of 250%, and enemies have a 75% chance to drop grenade ammo. Now the way grenade and explosion damage is calculated in Borderlands 2 is a little strange. All elemental weapons deal extra damage in the form of splash damage in addition to their base, so some elemental weapon damage can be considered quote-unquote explosion damage. There's an extensive list of weapons that work, sometimes work, and don't work with Bloodbath. The link to this list will be in the description below, but the too long didn't read as most elemental plasma casters, most Torg weapons, and rockets can activate Bloodbath, but not all do consistently. Next, Boiling Blood, which increases the time before Bloodlust stacks decay by 2.5 seconds. This just makes it easier to keep your stacks at 100. Last, Fill Out Nervous Blood, which is a kill skill that grants 1.5 reload speed per Bloodlust stack after killing an enemy. At level 31, you want to grab the last skill in the Bloodlust tree, Bloodsplosion. Bloodsplosion is a super powerful ability that reads, killing an enemy causes them to explode with an elemental nova matching the element they were killed by. Overkill damage is added to the explosion and each Bloodlust stack increases this damage by 5% with a max of 500%. This skill can cause an avalanche effect. This is not exact math, but the easiest way to explain it is if you kill an enemy with 100 overkill damage at max Bloodlust stacks, it'll turn that 100 into 500 and explode. If that explosion kills an enemy with 400 overkill damage and you still have max Bloodlust, it'll once again increase the damage by 500% and explode. This can happen over and over until the explosion doesn't deal enough damage to kill an enemy, or there's nothing left to kill. I've seen this go so far as to reach the visual damage cap. While the game only lets you see 99,999k, the actual damage cap is not capped off at all, and this can go till infinite damage. You just have to get lucky with enemy placement. And that's Krieg the Psycho. Personally, I think the melee route is easier, especially early game when you get released the beast, because your melee damage is so high you don't even need guns. From just the skills I've listed alone, you have over 1000% melee damage, but the Bloodlust tree once you get Bloodsplosion can be very strong too. And it can be hilarious to watch Bloodsplosion wreak havoc across groups of enemies. If you would like me to make my own max level build guide, let me know in the comments, and if this video was helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button as it helps me know which videos I should make or keep making. Also, consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this, and check out my Twitch channel where I stream things like Borderlands, Rainbow Six Siege, Apex Legends, and other games. I also do giveaways over there, so I hope to see you in chat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.